The point of this PowerPoint is to show readers how the Germans and other cultures treated the Jewish people during World War II based on the societal viewpoint of the Nazis. Ultimately, through various genres and points of view, showing readers that it is important to stay true to yourself and your own beliefs regardless of what others think or say. Depending on the curriculum of which your school district allows, this text set would be appropriate for grade 6. In order to fully critically read and understand the context of the text, it would be best to complete this over a 6 to 8 week period of time. As we learned in content area literacy, it would be beneficial for the social studies teacher and the language arts teacher to work together and develop a comprehensive unit of the Holocaust to help students think about the use and abuse of power, the roles and responsibilities of individuals, organizations, and nations when confronted with civil rights violations. It would also allow students to understand the moral dimensions of which the Holocaust as they learn about the individuals, families, and communities who have suffered these terrible hardships, therefore allowing them to sympathize with those that are different from themselves. First, I begin the text set by reading with students the picture book, The Terrible Things by Eve Bunting. This is an excellent example to show students how a powerful group of people influence those around them to believe a certain way about the Jewish people. Number the Stars is a perfect example of a novel that expresses the thoughts and emotions of a little girl named Anne-Marie who struggles to protect her friend Ellen and her family. Despite what those around her say, she continues to ensure the safety of her friends. This is a bit of a different book, where it's told from the perspective of a young German teenage girl named Karina Rehm, who is an active member of her local Jugmadel, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that, but a Nazi youth group. She ultimately is helping Hitler deal with what he calls as the Jewish problem. Little did she know, her parents are members of a secret underground group providing a means of escape for Jews in the city. In the end, Karina must decide what is really the right thing to do. Daniel's story is written from the perspective of a 14-year-old Jewish boy who has been forced to leave his home with his family and go to the Lodz ghetto in Poland. Throughout his journey of the different concentration camps, he photographs the terror that has lived behind the walls in hopes to one day show the world what is really happening. Survivors, True Stories of Children in the Holocaust by Alan Zalo is a autobiography or biography written about the true accounts of 9 Jewish boys and girls who have lived through the dangers and fear of the Holocaust. And The Harmonica by Tony Johnston is another picture book written from the perspective of a little boy named Henry during the Nazis' invasion of Poland. Ultimately, he was separated from his family, although he had his harmonica, which keeps his hope alive. The point of this text set is to allow students to be able to think critically and as they analyze the text of various perspectives through these various genres. It is important that students understand as they examine the countless efforts made by the Jewish people, as well as others who have helped the Jewish people survive. In the end, students should be able to answer the question, how can we use what we've learned to not be influenced by other viewpoints and stand up for what we believe in and what is right? First, I would begin by reading The Terrible Things as an introductory read aloud to this unit of study. We would then go through brainstorming, discussion, and a written response as accompanied activities to this read aloud. Next, I would move into guided reading groups, where I would have a below reading level group, a on level reading group, as well as a above reading level group. I would then do accompanied activities with each one of those novels as we read the text together. Number the Stars would be for the below reading level group. Behind the Bedroom Wall would be for my on-level reading group. And Daniel's Stories would be for my above reading level group. As a whole group novel, we would read the book Survivors, True Stories of Children of the Holocaust. We would do accompanied activities with this novel as well through brainstorming, in which they would develop meaningful questions, as well as reading and annotating the text, while they would be responding and answering these pre-reading questions. Ultimately, they would end with a research project where they would have to evaluate the website, the U.S. Holocaust Museum. At the end of the unit, we would read the picture book, The Harmonica, as a wrap-up to the unit. Students would begin by turning and talking about discussing how they would feel about their parents not being with them anymore, whether they were separated or whatnot. Then we would discuss the illustrations in which the author uses to develop this emotion the boy has. Ultimately ending with a accumulating activity where students would respond as an argumentative essay explaining why some people stand by during times of injustice while others try to stop and prevent injustice. I've learned so much with this unit of study. I've realized that in a text that the books really do need to relate. Although they are different perspectives, different genres, they need to have some kind of overall arching theme. For the Holocaust, there is a plethora of literature that addresses it. However, it's a challenge to find literature that is appropriate for grades 3 through 6. Actually, anything under grade 6. I think it's a bit of a stretch to find literature that is appropriate, that doesn't go into much graphic detail. However, I think that this unit of study really does help students think critically about the text, because there are so many different perspectives in which these people have had different experiences. It really does foster this critical thinking needed. And in the end, I really did enjoy reading all the different texts, and I've learned a lot myself through this reading.